Hello. I believe I'm live. So, hello, everybody. Hello to April. I'm going to discuss a lot of different little things. Just bring an energy update. So, it's going to be a bit of fun. So, bear with me. So, I'm going to do an AI reading and energy reading, and also what we are to expect in this crazy little world of ours. The big game is on. So I want to talk about the solar eclipse first because everyone's talking about it. I think the solar eclipse is so talked about to make things, and obviously they're trying to make money in other counties where they're holding it, obviously. So I'm going to do a quick reading on it. I feel it's pretty safe personally. But also I'm going to do body readings on it, energy readings. What does it mean for our body, basically, with the energy? So I'm going to start off with that first. And welcome. So a few housekeeping rules. My name is Corolla. I'm a soul mender. I'm based in Queensland, Hervey Bay. I don't contact people. I don't message you for readings, ask you for money or anything like that. I'm just doing this for a bit of entertainment purposes. So all this, what I'm saying, you can take it for a grain of salt, leave it however you like. I don't care. If this offends you, please get off my channel. I don't care either. In that respect, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to bring a bit of entertainment and some news. So, and it's only got a small channel. I don't have that many scammers here yet, so thank God. So with that said, welcome to this beautiful journey. Happy Easter, Happy New Year, happy whatever it is, happy chess game. Everything is, I don't know, it's crazy. It's been a show, all right. I feel like I'm in a movie half the times. It's like, here you go, watch this movie. That's what it feels like. All right, on the body part, what effect is this having on their organs, our body, basically? So I'm going to ask that first. So I'll pick 3 cards. So it's telling us we need a lot of metal around us. Okay. So for grounding their heart, and then also rest, because I've got the fourth wood here. So we need wood, metals, baldness, rest, and harvest. So we have an ace here. So to me, it tells me that we have to look after our livers, kidneys, flush our system, and eat properly. So yeah, it's quite interesting. The cards I'm using, like, they got symbols on them. So so I feel that our body is a little bit overworked, especially with this card, because it has 4, so it's working 4 times as hard, and it's telling us to rest. So make sure that you rest lots. Flush your organs, I feel, and I feel Mother Earth is flushing hers the best way she can, if that makes sense. So with that said, we'll give different kind of messages all over. So I've written down a lot of questions I was sent in. So I'm not very active on YouTube in the moment because I have so much going on in my life, and I sometimes just don't have the time to do a video. So so in the moment, the energy is where many people are getting thrown under the bus, whether it's in an environment where there's a lot of people around, workplaces, or high up in the hierarchy where they throw each other on the bus. Who's next? Who be sacrificed? That's the energy around in the moment, right? So we have many people that feel very lost in the moment and very unbalanced. So I suggest to bring your balance back in. And to me, it's just balancing your life, where you're going, what you're doing, how you're going to do it, and just really rebalancing who you are, because a lot of people are very unbalanced. There's a lot of fanatical people out there in the moment that need to rebalance their energy. And it all has to do with the energy play of what they're playing. I know they want to play with CERN. I know they want to shoot something at the solar eclipse. And, all it does is distorts the energy. And then if there's electrical, like planes flying out there, and can cause them damage to crash, or it can do damage on the earth as well. So I don't understand why people want to do that, but I'm not them, so I can't answer for them. So it's the same with our beautiful climate. We get told that we're in this crisis, maybe look up in the sky what they're spraying in their skies. Every day we've been sprayed like bucks. Our plastic is everything is plastic. Yet here they are lecturing us about climate. I think a lot of big companies need to really have a look at themselves. Here where I live, they want to bring in digital ID, which has got passed in the lower Senate. They want to bring digital currency, whatever that means. Is another control magnet. As everything is unfolding in that direction, these 15-minute cities, I say no. Right? We don't need 15-minute cities. So they can run around in their planes and fly anywhere they want, but they don't want you to go anywhere. Doesn't make much sense to me. Then they want to, till the cows are farting too much, affecting the food flow. Yes, it's very crazy times in the moment, unfortunately. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So you understand, I do AI. I'm going to do an AI reading. So this is going to be very deep. So I'm going to ask where AI is up right now. So this is for the AI behind the scenes. Show me where we are at this moment. A lot of people fear AI. Depends whose hands it is, I guess. That's always the question. Okay, so... all right, let's go. So it's ironic. So the first card I pulled was the comet. I'll go into this, and it's a bit glary, sorry. So I believe that's a solar plexus. So I actually feel, by looking at this card, is in humanity wise, it's energetically wise, it's going to raise your energy if you're ready for it. Some people are not, but for that people that have done a lot. And see how the shadow is down here, right? So it is really the shadow is coming really to the surface of everything, and it's showing us a shadow. Okay, it is where humanity rises up, and with the flare, it's like you've been jolted into like a soul search essence to rebalance who you are, to look at things in a different way. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this, pulling the cards, and then what else do we need to know? We have a lot of avatars on this earth. Okay. So I interpret this card. So I go on. So the second card is the avatar. Okay. So basically, when you get the avatar, it is everything's so mixed up in this world in the moment. But it's showing us that we need to stand in our truth. There's a lot of AI on this planet. Everything is run by AI, basically your phones. AI has always been around. So if people tell you it hasn't, it has, okay? So that's my point of view. So basically, yeah, it's balancing. We're in the fight of the dragon in the moment. So apparently of what I know about dragons, so we're in the wood dragon, I believe. So it is showing that the white and so there's a balance of the dragons, and it is which dragon's going to win, the light or the dark, or they're going to join in balance. So this is a really good quest, because in the cards there's always dragons coming up. If you see on her arm, there's a dragon, right? And next card is the Four of Cups, right? So the distractions are huge, right? So a lot of people are running away. They're partying, drinking. They don't want to know. And then that's a distraction, and they're not telling the truth and stuff like that. Also, there's a lot of Luciferian energy on this planet in a moment, and we are so supposed to believe that they're beautiful like a butterfly, basically, okay? And it's not, okay? So it's a brainwashing mechanism that brings out all the things that that you are made to believe are okay, whether it's violence, whether it's whatever it is. And it's not. Wars are not okay. Violence is not okay. Destroying the planet is not okay. But you're made to believe in a certain way that it is, basically. Then we have got the King of Cups, right? So to me, it's an authority figure. He's got the blue water. So there's a lot of things with water going on, right? So if you can see that. Also in the background is he has one blue eye, one brown eye. So he sees into the AI world, and he sees into the normal world. And also there's a lot of lust going on around there, and he's going, So people are lusting after things, possessions and things like that, okay? So as we go on, we have the Three of Cups, filling up your cups. Once again, it's taken everything for granted, whether it's consumerism. The AI is showing us that it controls all that. Everything is tool-based. Everything is controlled by computers. And someone's making a lot of money out of it and showing that, okay? So, all right. Then we have a beautiful card called the Bastard, right? Which is quite interesting, to me, in the AI world, it means that it's like they're making Earth to be like a clown factory, right? That we are just toys, that we don't matter. Someone's holding that. Yeah, so to me, it's like the white rabbit jumping in. It's just understanding everything that's around you, and they don't want us to evolve, basically. It has a broken mirror on it, so there's two worlds there, and there always has been. So the awakening of the world is here, and it's through the children bringing angelic work back in and stuff like that. So it's quite a beautiful card. And with this one is always, what do we show the children in the future? Most children are very used to AI already, isn't they, can navigate it, but we also have to understand it's an addiction, so that we don't feed that addiction to the children, and that they still get connected to the earth, connected to the ground. everything that we know, we don't really know anything, because you don't know any of the truth, how they have manipulated the history. They're trying to tell us that in 1800s, all these countries were explored. Mate, there were already buildings here. If we had a before Christ in AD, Atlantean, so we had all this knowledge here already, and then they're finding all these temples everywhere. So there was a very advanced life here before. So all those buildings were already built, and I believe that they took all the buildings for free, and then they're charging us lots of money for it. It's called Freemasonry, basically. So if you understand that part. So now, going back into a better world, that's what we're here. So on the money system, what do I need to know? The meat house. So we're looked at like a meat house. It's like, we're actually like a factory to them. Nothing, it doesn't matter who you are. Unless you're in those bloodlines, we mean nothing, basically. It's quite interesting. There's an end coming to that in this card, the Three of Cups. I think they overfilled their cups and they can't control that anymore. So there's they got emails on here. Trying to just so so it isn't in history. We have to stay strong. We have to work in with AI, and we have to understand AI. The Three of Coins shows us, we need to balance the coin situation out, rebalance everything. I think there's too much greed in the world. And the Knight of Blades is to stand in our power, right? And take our power back, even in the AI, learning to understand it, learning to basically work with it. And what we don't fear can't harm us, basically. So it is the fear that is spread about everything that is not very good. So I'm going to go into the martyring of things. So I'm going to do a little bit darker side, and then I go back into the light, okay? It's this. All right. What do we need to know in the martyring system? The magicians, the magic. The magician, martyrs, and madmen. I've just bought this deck not long ago. Let's have a look at what. It does good decks, actually, I must say. Queen of Cups. So we've got the Queen of Cups. And I'm going to pull cards, a couple of the Queen of Swords. The Ace of Cups. It's twice a pull, nice. And the King. So I've got King Richard III here. So as you know, all the bloodlines and kings and all that kind of stuff, I haven't found anything that really greatly positive about any of them. So except that they're ruled and gained a lot of money by taking other people's land, basically, and bringing all these laws in. So if you go onto the bloodline side of it, I have two queens here. One's a Queen of Swords, one's a Queen of Cups. How do we fill up the cups? How do we stand our power back? I feel there's a very strong feminine energy running a lot of things in this world as well. And I do feel that a lot of feminine energy needs to be rebalanced here. And and that's there's a lot to work. So I've got kings and queens. So it's basically people need to step back up and stepping back into one's power and stuff, understanding it. So with that said, beautiful. All right. Now I'm going to go into some of the distractions. So we've had poor Kate from the Royals. Whatever's going on there, I'm just going to send it lots of love, because we can't send hatred. There's enough of it in the world. So we just hope they find the light. Some might be too far gone, some might not. So let's find the balance. And in my heart, I wish all the children that have ever been affected, even if they grew up with this, that they find their way home somehow. All right. Going into history is, so if you really understand an age of the past is where they dabbled and played with everything, even trying to make human beings. So if you look back so far, like you get told all these different stories. How did we arrive here? And how come we're here now? So when you have a look at all these resets and how can we better ourselves from the resets? But when you have a look at some of the resets, so the mystic, the magician, scientists, or what, the people that were in charge, even when we had magicians working, you had you had all this unbalancing in the world, like when you watch some of the ancient pictures and ancient history, things were put in a tube in the glass and they got made to grow, and they grew little people like that. They made bees through something in 40 days. There's some brilliant shows out there, and it's just mind-blowing when you actually look at the symbolism. Everything goes back to symbolism, and that's how a lot of people put stories together, if you understand symbolism. So if I go back into, if this is true in the Atlantia, when it got corrupted, that they were playing in putting seeds from to grow human into animals, and animals into sort of human, before the humans got a full-on soul. Is, I understand, it was like an incubation basically. So that's what it actually shows. So coming forward, and a lot of time, eventually females got pregnant and started giving birth. Because if you have a look in the 1800s, 1700s, there was incubators everywhere, incubation shops selling babies and stuff like that. So like the Cabbage Patch, if you ever look in it, but you can research it all yourself. You don't have to believe me. It doesn't really bother me. I'm just trying to explain something here, but it's quite interesting. So yeah, so I'm going to do jump out of that because all I know in life is there's always a story of a hero, a story of a villain, and a story of fixing. Okay, so someone will come along and break the whole everything, and then they pretend to come and fix it, whether they do it or not. This is how the government works as well. They create a situation, then they bring the fixing situation in, and you notice that the last few years they created something, then they gave you something to fix it, which it didn't, right? And they lied. So basically we have to learn from that's not how it works, okay? It's the same in the movies. You always got a villain, then along comes the hero. first you have your victims, the person to create it, and then you have all this stuff basically that doesn't make much sense. So in reality is we need to fix ourselves, we need to balance ourselves, and we need to be in that beautiful energy of a soul essence, our Christ energy, Sanama energy, or Jeshua energy, and flow universal with a beautiful flow that comes along. So with the cloning, there's so much going on that we don't even understand. So I believe cloning has always been around since the Atlantean side. To me, it's nothing new, and I believe it's still going around. So I'm going to ask a question on it. Okay, so I'll use these cards. It's the same with aliens. They've always been here. So to me, of what I draw or see, I believe they're stargates, vortexes, wormholes, stuff like that. I do believe that what they're trying to do with CERN is very dangerous, and because you can't shoot, they don't even know what they're doing, and that's the scary part. Very scary. So, but I'm going to go, has cloning been around since the Atlantean? Yes, so I got the Page of Cups, all right? That's they used a lot of water with it as well, and it was a deal that was made, okay? As for the black and white, the Chariot, it just came in, so it was a very colourful time at that time. There's a king here so someone above looked after it. A knight, I mean. Yeah, there were lots of deals done. There's three lots of deals, so there were quite a few people involved in these. Yeah, Book of Knowledge, books, Magician energy, and then it got frozen out. Okay, so something happened to it. No more. So I assume they went overboard with it. So it's quite interesting. So I get a lot of question asked always, are we in a stimulation game, matrix? I do think we're in the matrix. I do think that we create a lot with our mind. If hopefully we don't feed it too much, and we better ourselves, that we do bring on the better planet. Unfortunately, there are people trying to hold all this back as well. They want it their way, and I really think they're not going to succeed. So my vision of that was, I saw a lot of things crashing, crumbling, system getting rebuilt in the background, a lot of things you won't see, a lot of things you will see, a lot of truth will come out. How you handle the truth, do it with balancing. If it's not going to kill you within 2 minutes, don't just balance it, okay? But we need to, our sovereignty is very important. We need to stand up for sovereignty. We can't just give in, okay? Because if you have a look at when the World War II was on, and this is another thing, what is really true in these wars? Like when I look back further, like they reckon that all these soldiers went out with their swords and fought for this and fought for this. There's only ever drawings of it. There's never and the stories written about it. But what is actually really, really true? is a really good question, right? Because when you see all these same people owning and running these countries, or this one conquered this country, that one conquered this country, when you damn well know those Tartarian buildings were up long before and they did not build them, they're lying, right? So that kind of technology, with the amount of people that were around, they couldn't have built all that, not in that short time. So we need to take our blinders off and really, really research all the time. Okay, so all right, I'm going to ask in a minute. All right, is there anything for us to know? So I feel there's a big ending coming, okay, and it's to do with finances. There's someone sitting in the background and watching. I feel a money crash, like, because it's upside down, okay. There's something happened upside down. I think April, May, June, July, they're really huge months. And they're going to play on April a lot. Like, we've had so much come out the last 3 months, and it feels like a lifetime. So it's quite interesting times, really. So we need to stay vigilant, stay in our power, and really look at what's happening, okay? Look at our governments. Should we accept what they're dishing out? Have they forgotten that they signed us everything away to a corporation, and now they think they're puppets, getting puppeted to basically bring all these demands in? That's not what we want. So there's a new journey coming, and it's a fool's journey. So it's this year. Everything is going whack, 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 whack. So just keep your energy up. Stay in your power, have a little bit put aside. I feel eventually we'll be okay financially, but it is a big ending, okay? Because I've got 2 ending cards here, the Death and the Ten of Swords. So they're definitely big endings. So don't fear endings. There's a lot of stuff hidden, so it's not going to come into view to the humanity. The rider of the coin is here. So I feel there is always going to be digital. There's got to be both, right? Some countries are trying to bring in digital, but I don't know if it means one currency, so everything is even, costs the same around the world. I'm not 100% sure, but the universe is saying that's pretty much what they mean, right? So have faith in yourself, have faith that everything's going to be okay, and stand up for the truth. Stop mocking people when they're telling you the truth, which we shouldn't really do. So I've got about another 5-10 minutes and then I have to go. So I'm going to go. And the Martians, so who? So we've been told to stay by resilient, bold, and sassy, right? So by beings from other planets, we are told to stand in our power to look after this earth, okay? Make sure your third eye, manifest meditation visions. I think if you're very, very in, your third eye is just opening up more and more and more. That's as well. So it's very important to work on that. So I got creatures from underneath the foresight, the planning strategy. I believe there's a lot of spaceships coming from underneath, and I believe there's big life underwater as well. So it's quite interesting. The Pleiadians are helping. I work a lot with the Pleiadians, which is beautiful. Unconditional love, excitement, laughter. So basically, in these turbulent times, stand up and laugh, have some fun, go deep within, raise your vibration, be the best version of who you are. Even that the world things might be collapsing around it, but we don't need to fear, because that's what they feed on, is our fear. So if we stand in our power and just love who we are, and don't worship people, please, right? Just no one is up there. We're all equal when it comes down to it. When everyone dies, they can't take anything with them because it all stays here. So just remember that. So it doesn't matter what they have, they can't take it with them. Someone eternal life, someone the fountain of youth. That's quite interesting, the fountain of youth. Just in the Atlantean days, even after, a lot of people lived a lot longer than we do now, with less sickness. So yeah, so it's interesting. I'm just rambling in a moment, aren't I? Okay, so the Argenturians are with us as well. So that's what they want us to know. So Pleiadians, Argenturian, work on your third eye. It's basically, we can't hold on to the old system, basically. So we need to learn to let it go. That's all. So, yes, interesting. Any lovely messages for us? The woodland forest, sage on earth, guardians. So we have the guardian, our earth, right? We have to be the guardians of this earth. We are living on this earth. We must respect the earth. It is the air that breathe, the water we drink. We have to look after the water. It's getting sprayed too much in the moment. Just look up in the clouds. The shadow clearing. This is what the world is going through. We're clearing and rising the shadow. We're putting the light on the shadow. We've come so far to put the light on the shadow. How awesome is that? Definitely with the guarding, there's new energy coming in, big vortex energy. Beautiful. Equalizing power. So the tower, everyone's going to crash, because that's what the tower does. It brings in it's going to happen very quick. Some of you won't even know what hit would go like this. Oh my God. And then you take action, go back into your heart space and keep everything is going to be okay. Don't go into fear. We have to put the light on the shadow. It's our journey. We're having this experience on this earth, and I believe that when we live our best life on this earth and live every moment with making ourselves better, a better version of ourselves, helping others, being kind, I think we're doing all right then. Yes, I just find it really interesting times, with everything that I know that I have remote viewed and seen and stuff like that, is all the obstacles, all these illusions, that whether that people call people cloned or they call them this and call them that, is they have to pay for that lesson, not us. If they did that to another human being, they still have to review what they did in this lifetime. And there's people on this earth that are not very nice in the moment, and they're horrible. And no, we don't want to eat bugs. No, we don't want to own nothing. And we're not going to be happy with nothing because we already got everything, really, within ourselves. But just remember, you're doing this beautiful soul journey, and everything is unfolding, and the lessons that you're learning, and you're getting shown so many lessons in the moment, how greed is so destructive. How greed is so destructive. These are my last words. I better sign off until the next time when I get some time to do another channel. There's so much I wanted to ask the cards and do and stuff like that. But all I know is that I hope Jewel in the Sun gets freed. That's one of my biggest prayers in the moment. So let's all send healing and prayers to that. Let everyone that's struggling in the moment send you love and healing and strength to carry on. You're doing an amazing job. For all the greedies out there that think they can rule us and play gods, you're not, okay? You will never have what we have in our heart, and it's a heart and a soul. With that said, goodbye, and have a lovely, lovely, lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.